In this video, I'm going to show you one app that's completely free that will change the way you get your ideas down for a new song. Hey guys, this is JP from John Paul Music UK. If you've never been here before, my channel is all about music tech and looping. If you like the content in this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel grow. And if you like all my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. So as a musician, when I used the iPhone, I started using it with voice memos. Voice memos is like a dictaphone on the phone. But the people who make Garageband and Logic have also made an app for the iPhone, which is completely free, and it's called Music Memos. Music Memos is a free app, and it's dedicated for musicians or singers who want to get their ideas down and take it a little bit further. So today, I'm going to be using the iPhone, just the iPhone. I'm not going to be plugging in any microphones or anything like that, and we're just going to use Music Memos. So when you launch Music Memos for the first time, you're going to see this. It's quite a simple interface. All you've got is a record button at the very middle, and as I'm speaking, you'll see a little bit of like a waveform going out of that record button. And then it says at the bottom, tap the circle to start recording, tap auto to start recording whenever music is detected. So what we've got at the top is auto and the file and the tuner. So the tuner is self-explanatory. You tap it and then it'll come with the tuner. And it'll show you if you're in tune or not. And then we can tap that and that'll go away. The auto, when you tap on it, then when you start playing straight away, it'll automatically start recording. That's quite useful if you've got a guitar in your hand, you've got that on the table, you don't want to actually tap it and then get into position. And then in the middle, you've got the file, and file is where all your ideas are. Now to give you an insight on this, my last album that I brought out called Walking Home, 3 of the 10 tracks actually started as ideas. And you'll all know, as a musician or as a sound engineer or as a singer, an idea is fleeting, and you go, I'll get that idea down in a minute, and you never do, and then that idea is gone and you can't get it back. So this is a really great way of getting an idea down really quickly, but it takes it so much further. So let me show you how this works. So all we've got here is we've got Music Memos. I've actually got my phone sitting on my knee with the microphone pointing at the guitar. I've got the guitar here, and that's it. Nothing's plugged in. There's no microphones plugged in or anything like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit go, and then I'm going to start playing. And then I'm going to play my track, which is called Boss Castle, and then I'm going to show you how that looks in Music Memos and what we can do with it as well. Turns into ocean, boats rise and defy the tide. Look at them run to each other, but land sees Jordan dies. Just a quiet and peaceful village, tucked away from the busy lights. Now they're thrown into the spotlight as the riverbanks lose their fight, yeah. Helicopters hover over to pick up the poor and the posh, and the country watches the horror as the cars roll around in the wash. They're facing fear and anguish, people feel there is no hope. The lower bridge is lost, my friend, look up and I'll throw you the rope. Like a big rig punching through a sandstorm, like a seagull flying through the harbor. With luck on our side, she doesn't look back. Boss Castle, you will live again. And we'll stop there. So what I can do is I can now tap on my idea, and when I tap on it, it'll show me the whole thing, and it'll show me the wave format, what beat it thinks it's in, what chords it thinks it used as well, and then what we can do is we can start playing it. So right, we've got my idea. I'm going to tap on that, and I'm going to basically rename that. So I'm going to call it Boss Castle Idea. Done. So we just renamed the track, and then we can hit play, and we've also got little stars, so you can star rate your own ideas if you want to. So Music Memos actually takes it to a whole new level where it figures out the BPM, and it also figures out the chords. So we can actually tell it if it's 4/4, 3/4, 6/8, and when the downbeat is. So you might want to play around with this a little bit. Now, the question is, why would you want to do that? You'll notice at the bottom of the page, there is a bass guitar and there are drums. It actually tries to add a bass guitar and drums, which are used in Garageband, directly onto your track. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit play. I'm going to show you what this sounds like. Boats rise and defy the tide. Now it hasn't got it quite right yet, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually alter this so it knows what the BPM or where the downbeat is. So we're going to have a play around, click 4/4, and we're going to play around with the BPM so it knows where the downbeat is. Great, so it's figured that out now. And it tells me what the tempo is. So it's put in at 92 beats per minute, which is really, really cool. That's grand. And then what I can do is I can say done. Now, if I actually hit where it says C-7, that's just saying chords. So if I hit that, it'll actually tell me exactly what chords it thought I played. Now, if it's got it wrong, you can actually tap one of them and you can tell it which chord you want it to be. Maybe you don't want it to have a chord on it or say no band whatsoever. But I'm going to put it basically for D, then it thought that was a G minor, but no, that's going to be a D as well. I'm going to put that as an F, and you can just go through this now and hear it back and play it back and figure out what chord it is. So now if I go back to the beginning here, you can just move your finger around the playhead and tell it to play at certain areas. And then also you can crop it, so we can turn around and trim this idea out. So maybe you don't want the first bit, maybe I was talking, or you don't want the end bit, maybe you're going, whoo, I don't want that bit, and you can just cut it out. The other bit as well is you've got notes. So this you can say whether you use the capo, whether you use standard tuning. My guitar is in DADGAD, so actually I want this in DADGAD and I can tell it to be in DADGAD if I want to. And then I could actually write out the lyrics here as well. So maybe I've got ideas for lyrics and I want to write them down, and then this is where I can actually start making the lyrics. At the bottom you've got tags. And what you can do is you can say Boss Castle idea, is this a chord, is it a melody? You can pop new tags in. So you could tag it and say, let's get an idea for a verse, let's get an idea for a chorus, and then you could tag that up and find that later. The bottom two we've already discussed. So we've got a bass and we've got a drum kit. We can tap on each one and then take each one out. Maybe I just want the drum kit and I don't want the bass. The other thing you can do with the bass and the drums is if you hold down on one of them, it gives you the option to tweak it a little bit. And these are the same bass and drums you can get in Garageband iOS. So if I hold down at the bottom here, you've got bass, we've got electric or upright, and then you get a loud, quiet, simple or complex. You can make it have more complex bass lines or make it really simple. And then with drums, you've got the modern kit and the vintage kit, and you can either say play the cymbals, play the toms, or play the hi-hat. Real basic, but also it means that you can tweak it later if you want to put it into GarageBand. And that's a little hint there. So what we're going to do is the last button, top right hand corner, we've got share. And what we can do is we can share this out to a friend, I could share this out to someone, but more importantly, I can send this to GarageBand. And then what it does is it makes a track. So imagine you've already recorded the whole song just with the guitar, or just with the piano, or you've just sung it. You've actually created the skeleton track for your recording. So I'm going to send this now to GarageBand. What this does is it's going to load GarageBand up. Of course, we have to turn it around the other way. And there it is. It says Boss Castle idea. If I click on it, and there we are. We've now got 3 tracks, and they're actually across. I'll show you that there. So we've actually got 3 tracks all the way across, and if you were to record, you can carry on going. It'll even try and section things out for you if you want it to. But then what we can do is we can start mixing that. What I would do is I would use this as a skeleton to then replace it with another piece of fresh audio. So I'd record my guitar actually plugged in, my microphone plugged in, and this is the basis of my track. This is how I created Boss Castle for my album. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description to that track, and you can have a listen to the final mix. But it's started from Music Memos. Now the great thing about Music Memos as well, if you send that track out to GarageBand, you haven't lost it. You can go back here, we can press on the ideas, and there it is, Boss Castle idea right at the very, very top. So why use Music Memos? Music Memos is a lot more advanced than just using voice memos, and it's one of those things where, of course, it takes it a little bit further. For me, it's about the BPM, and it figures out the BPM while I'm playing, and then it'll send that to either GarageBand or Logic. And I think that's really, really valuable because you could record something. I used to record stuff on voice memos, but then I'd have the idea down, but then I've got to record it all over again on Logic or GarageBand. This is kind of doing that for me. So it creates the skeleton track, and that's what I really, really like, because then I just can work upon that. I will end up replacing the audio, of course, with a better quality version, but it means that I've got this structure actually already recorded down from maybe an idea. If you recorded your song like from beginning to end, you can do that. Of course, it's very simple to use. It's just a recorder. You don't have to plug any microphones in. However, you can do that, you can plug in an audio interface and you can plug in a microphone. It's also on my phone, so it's on with me all the time. So maybe I've got an idea if I'll go for a walk, or I've got an idea while I'm on holiday. The track Boscastle actually came to me from the town Boscastle whilst we were on holiday there. So that track started as a music memo and then, as I say, finished as a full track. If you do have any comments regarding music memos or anything to do with GarageBand, please leave them in the comments section below and I'll try and answer them as quickly as possible. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'm going to put a couple of links to Boscastle and also the rest of the GarageBand series that I'm doing at the moment. And if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel grow. And please consider subscribing to the channel as well. And we'll see you on the next one.